Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 5 of the Noisy Neighbours podcast. As usual, joined by my little brother Christian. Christian, how are we doing this evening, mate?
I'm alright, pal. Honestly, I'm pretty good. In recent news, I'm a bit positive for once, to be fair.
Yeah, no, I can believe it. Yeah,
How
results
are
have been
you?
good. Oh, mixed bag as usual. Well, say as usual. Usually it's just depressing, so mixed bag is probably better than normal.
Yeah, that's a drastic improvement, to be fair.
There's so much to get into, even though we spoke on Monday and then there's not been a game since. But obviously, January's booted off. We're 10 days in. There's not been any signings yet, but there's been
Life's
plenty of
been busy.
links. So yeah, I mean, it'd be great to jump straight into it. I think if we go straight into United, if that's okay.
Yeah, man. Let's roll.
Okay, so big news coming out this week. I think it was on the 7th, so 3 days ago. David Ornstein, tier one journalist. Him and Romano are probably the best two. We got some news from David Ornstein. Manchester United will reluctantly consider sale of homegrown talents like Mainoo and Alejandro Garnacho to help comply with financial rules. Manchester United not actively looking to trade the pair, but neither are untouchable if suitable offers arrive. Okay, so two players have been named in this, Garnacho and Mainoo. In my opinion, one considerably better than the other. Not, I think that's fairly obvious for
Yeah,
everyone, really. And I
yeah,
know you agree with that as well. I know Garnacho, I think you think a little bit higher of him than myself. So
mm,
I suppose first thing is with Garnacho, I'm not overly concerned about that. To be honest, I actually think he's the sort of player we could sell just purely because he's got the name and a bit of a reputation I don't
yeah.
think he deserves, if that makes sense. So
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. I hope Madrid don't come in for him. All these top reds on Twitter. Yeah,
Oh
United
God.
stand are like, oh God, thank God
I
they've got
hope Real
Mbappe, so
Madrid
they
don't
won't come
take
for
our
that.
Garnacho.
Yeah, thank God they got Mbappe. Yeah. Anyway, let's get to Kobe Mainoo. Right. So this is surprising. One thing that we've spoken about on here a lot is Manchester United, the academy, and in my opinion, the obsession to promote academy talents because of the class of '92, and
Yeah,
I think they force it.
that's
I
nostalgia.
mean, it's facts. We force it. We end up with dross like Hannibal getting into the first team like last season. We end up with real average players playing 200 games for the club. Jesse Lingard made over 200 appearances for the club. So
Did
here we go.
Savage's kid get a debut as well?
Yeah, just
Just yeah, it just seems like some PR bollocks, doesn't it?
yeah. This is. I mean, it's not sort of new with United and the academy stuff. It is sort of. I mean, as long as I can remember. So with, I've not really. I don't. This is the thing, right? I've been saying we need to be analysing the academy talent and moving them on if they're not good enough. Now we get this tweet from Ornstein where Garnacho and Mainoo were apparently I think on the table's probably not quoting it correctly, but they're not untouchable. Okay. So Kobe Mainoo is not untouchable. That means he's got a price. Like everyone in a way, but I say everyone, realistically, not everyone has got a price because the club will not sell them. So
And
I
it's the
think
fact that news is coming out. It's like, yeah,
and I
everyone
mean
has a
from him as
price,
well.
but if
This
you're
isn't
naming the price before anyone even comes in, that means there's some sort of intention to sell.
yeah. So
So
yeah, in my opinion, I think you share this opinion. Kobe Mainoo is the best talent since the class of '92 from the academy. Would
yeah,
you agree with
yeah, it's
that?
fair to say. Yeah, of course.
Mason Greenwood is close in talent, but obviously
We
he's
never really,
long.
yeah, we can't really talk about that for obvious reasons, can we?
No, and
So
he's long gone, and yeah, I don't care about the guy to be honest. So obviously we've got this Kobe Mainoo who's 19 years old. He's been in the first team for 12 months and has had a massive impact. Obviously had a good tournament for England as well in the Euros. Played all the knockout rounds. Now we have this tricky situation. So you know what? Before I sort of get into this, I want to come to you and what your thoughts are that Kobe Mainoo is they would reluctant, this is the wording, they would reluctantly consider the sale of Kobbie Mainoo. What is your reaction to that?
Just think that's shocking. Like, well,
Yeah.
it goes into what we were talking about the other day on the pod, and we
Mm.
were saying with the system thing, is there a place for Mainoo? And then with this coming out a week later, we're now
Right.
sort of
Oh, so
like, shit.
that's interesting. You think that this could be actually from a not just a financial play. You actually think that it could be from a structural 3-4-3 as
Yeah,
well.
because I mean, well, like we were discussing, in the formation he plays. However, to be fair, we saw with Liverpool it actually did work really well, which we can get
He played
into.
well,
But
yeah. Yeah, Mainoo Ugarte played really well in that.
yeah, so I mean, he has proved he can do it. But in terms of long term, does Amorim see him as the guy that's best in a two? I don't know. So it could be from
No.
that factor.
It's a fair point. I mean, I must admit, I hadn't actually thought of that angle. I was just sort of fully focused on the financial of it.
Yeah,
Obviously,
that is a huge
yeah,
element, isn't it? I mean, we've seen with
yeah,
Chelsea, like, did they really want to get rid of Gallagher? I mean, it was the right decision anyway. I don't really
mm,
rate him that highly
yeah.
anyway.
No,
But a
yeah,
lot of Chelsea fans were fuming that Gallagher was being shipped off, but
yeah,
it meant they could bring in about four new players, so it was just a
yeah.
no-brainer for them.
Well, I mean, they do what they want, don't they, Chelsea, anyway? I mean, Christ,
Yeah,
if they made 40 million in profit, they're going to go even more berserk than they do anyway.
and also the
So,
situation is, if you were to sell him, how
yeah,
much would you be able to get for the guy? Which, I mean, I think it'd be a huge fee that he would
Mainoo,
command.
yeah. I mean, the thing with Mainoo is, it's quite unique, isn't it? Because usually players that young and that good don't become available because unless they're at a really small club. And even then, even your sort of players that come through, I'm trying to think of an example. Yeah, even your players that come through at your West Hams and your smaller clubs, like even Rooney, he did stay at Everton for a couple of, I think it might have been 2 seasons.
Yeah, yeah,
So, and then obviously United poached him after the Euros. This is very unique because United are obviously a massive club and we could be looking at him leaving. So if we just look at the financial situation that Ineos are in, and Ineos are coming under massive scrutiny on the back of this.
yeah.
You only have to scroll Twitter and certainly the replies to this tweet from Ornstein to
Your
gauge
favourite
what
app.
the fans think of that. And I obviously share it. I'd be absolutely devastated to see Mainoo go. I've
Yeah.
I've sat through 8 years of Jesse Lingard, 8 years of Scott McTominay, 5 years of Welbeck to only get one of an actual good player out the academy. It kills me, to be honest,
Yeah.
because I've had to deal with this club forcing academy players down my throat that I know are not good enough, and now we get one that is, and it's like, well, we might have to balance the books. So I'm very disappointed. However, Ineos have walked into this situation. I think they've come into this club and they are shocked at the financial situation of this club. Personally, that's all I can think is they've come in and gone, wow, this club is in. I mean, look, you look at Barcelona, they're selling naming rights to the stadium. Uh, Laporta's doing all these levers, whatever they are. I bet you United are better marketed than Barcelona. I bet we're not far behind them in terms of financial problems. So I just want to take it back to obviously Ineos have walked into this club about a year ago. I think they've been in a year
Yeah.
on just the sporting side. But obviously, you say just the sporting side, you need the money to make the sporting side better. So they're involved in the full club, obviously. So what we've got is Ineos have come in and now 12 months in, we might have to sell some homegrown players to balance the books. I just want to go back to the beginning. Look, this club has not been run very well now for a long time. This isn't just the last 3 seasons, but I don't want to go back. I can't go back 15 years. I want to just look at,
Be here all bloody night,
in,
wouldn't we?
in my opinion, the last 3 years when
Mm.
Eric Ten Hag came into this club. And I know we've been on the edges of having this conversation,
Yeah.
where we've touched on the situation around Ranić leaving, Ten Hag coming in, doing everything his own way. So Ed Woodward actually left the club before Ranić, I think. So Ed Woodward was gone, and we had John Murtough that was at the club, and the other bloke, I think it was Arnold, and they took over from Woodward and obviously the Glazers, and then Ten Hag comes in. So Ten Hag comes into the club. First thing he does is get rid of Ranić. Doesn't even sit down and have a conversation with the guy. He then goes, "I want full control over the transfers." What do United do? Yeah, we'll back the manager. You got big Gary Neville on Sky saying, you've got to back the manager. So what do? We back him. You want him, we'll do whatever you want, Eric. So he comes in and he doesn't actually get everyone he wants. He gets Lisandro Martinez. He gets he gets Eriksen on a free. He gets Malacia for whatever, 15 million. We start the season, and I honestly think the owners were like, look, we'll try and get you a midfielder, but what do we do if we can't? We've been sat in Barcelona all summer trying to get you Frankie de Jong. He doesn't want to come. Anyway, Murtough's he's just a plank that spent the whole summer in Barcelona waiting for a player that didn't want to come. So season starts, if you remember, Brighton at home, I was there. Lost 2-1, terrible. Next game, Brentford away, lost 4-0. We're 4-0 down at half time, right? So Ten Hag obviously goes to the board, Murtough, Arnold, whoever he goes to, and goes, team shit, I need fucking players. So now we're panicking. Now he goes, I haven't got a right winger. Well, we fucking signed Sancho, who's meant to be a right winger. Obviously, anybody who watched him knew he wasn't. And we've no midfield, which has been the case since Scholes retired, to be honest. So what do? We start shopping all across Europe and making it known we are desperate. Like, obviously, what top clubs really do. So what do? We go to Real Madrid. Can we please have that aging Brazilian 30-year-old midfielder who's past his physical best? And they're like, well, he's a bit of a legend of the club. Like, what about 70 million? What? Fucking 70 million. You do know he's going to be finished in a year. Yeah, fuck it, we're desperate. So there you go, 70 million. What does Casemiro think? Well, he's done it 350 grand a week. Fucking lost your marbles. I can't run anymore. Sign it. How many years? It must be about 2 years. 4. Brilliant. 35-year-old Casemiro can't run on 350 bags a week. Brilliant. So that's balls up number 1. Now we get to Erik ten Hag. I need a right winger, he says. Right. I used to have this guy for Ajax. You might have seen him in the Champions League. He did okay. Anthony. So they go, right, okay, let's touch base with Ajax. We're not selling. You've already had Martinez off us. Fucking Arsenal have had Timber. You can piss off. What if we give you 100 million? So, yeah, go on then. 100 million, you can have him as shit. What you on, Anthony, at Ajax? Probably not that much. You're pretty young. You've only just come through the ranks.
This is the maddest thing.
20 grand a week you're on. Oh, what do you reckon, Eric? 200 grand a week? Would that sort him? Yeah. Fucking Anthony's agent falls off his chair. I've got you 200 grand a week, mate.
Yeah, I think honestly, I can't believe from what he was on they offered that. I just think how poorly the negotiations must have been handled. When they found out he was on that much, why would you offer the guy 200? I mean, forget his ability and that we clearly could all see he was not a 200 grand a week player. But why? It's just a thing. If a player's on 20, you could have trebled it, and it has still been significantly less. Dude, it makes no sense.
So what do, right? You think, oh Christ, okay, right, we've given you some players. There's a bit left. There's a bit of juice left with Casemiro. We have an okay season. Came third, got to won the Carabao Cup with an easy cup run. Had a final against City, was a close one, lost it. Right, okay. Decent season, Eric. By the way, you know those 2 guys that we got you after the season started for about 160 million between them? Yeah, they were all on credit card. The club didn't have that money. So, yeah, sorry about that. We're struggling again. Right, okay. So we really need to be... if we're going to go into the transfer market now, we're going to have to be bang on it here. Like, we've just spunked money we didn't have. We're going to be paying Ajax for fucking God knows how long. So they're sat in a room, right? And he goes, and this is the fucking conversation these idiots would have had. Right, third, well done, Eric. decent season. Anthony looks a bit shit, but fair enough. You got us third. You got us a cup, which is important to get trophies. What do you think about the squad? I really want Mason Mount. What? Mason Mount? We've got Bruno Fernandes who don't miss a minute. Wait, no, I'm going to play him with Bruno Fernandes in centre mid. Sorry. What, with Casemiro on crutches on his own on the halfway line trying to fucking run behind him? Yeah, that seems a good idea, that. Right, we'll try and get him from Chelsea. He's only got a year left. 60 million? Will that do it? Or do you want to wait to get him for free for next year? Let's forget whether he's shit or not, which he is. Let's get him now. Let's get him now. 60 mil, bosh. He comes in. Right, Mason. We'll have a look at your salary. 250 grand a week, cover it.
Is that what he's on?
Yeah, go on then. Give me 250 grand a week. Do you know I'm physically finished and I'm absolutely shit at football? Yeah, fuck it. Come on, mate. This is the club for you. First game of the season. The mastermind, Eric Ten Hag, lines up with Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes in centre midfield, and Wolves, who had been completely mullered in the window themselves, decimated us. It was ridiculous. I have never seen a performance like it in midfield. Such to the point,
I remember it.
City actually signed Matheus Nunes for 60 million off the back of it because we made him look like Yaya Toure. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, sorry about that. You can blame Ten Hag for that.
Yeah,
as well.
I've got a bit of grievance with this as well.
So fucking hell, yeah. Yeah, no, Mr. Murtough, I need a striker. Martial's fucked. Need a striker. Right, well, I think we should go proven now. We've done young forever. It's not working. We need goals in this team. Yeah, there's this guy at Atalanta. He's not played much. He's not scored much. But he's on my agency. So they get a bit of money from it. How much? 70 million? Fucking hell. He scored 10 goals. Yeah, come on, Rasmus Højlund. Come and join the club, mate. We've got to be picky with how we spend our money after the credit card from last year. He joins the club. Brilliant. So
Can I just say something on that as well, right?
Yeah.
So you signed Højlund, and then I'm guessing you're going to go through all of them. So I know you're going to eventually reach Xerxes, right? But the fact you did that signing, and he got 10-ish goals, 10, 12 goals in Serie A.
It's 10, exactly 10.
So they must have thought, like, after the first season, they're like, right, we're fucked up. Obviously, Højlund's not at that level. We need to go and get an actual striker that's going to bag us goals. I tell you what, we'll go back to Serie A. There's another guy. He's got about 10, 12 goals. It's like, this is where you do honestly wonder who is running the club, who is responsible for these decisions.
You know the thing as well, Ineos did the Xerxes shit, so I can't even hammer the fucking last ones for this. Jason Wilcox and the other day.
Honestly, that's even more worrying, to be honest.
The other absolute melon we paid Newcastle for, we've already sacked. So
Is he gone?
yeah, he's gone. They sacked him. I think because of he extended Eric Ten Hag and he didn't want Hammer in him apparently. So the Jim's fired him. So let's just get to it. So the recruitment was beyond appalling, and I just want to read something to you. So Manchester United, are top earners at the club. I just want to read them out to you before we get to Mainoo's demands, which people are unhappy about.
Yeah.
Here's the top 5 earners at the club. And Numbnut signed 3 of these. Carlos Casemiro, weekly salary, 350 grand a week. Highest earner at the club. Bruno Fernandes, 300 grand a week. Look, at least the guy plays. Marcus Rashford, 300 grand a week. Another one we can't shift. Mason Mount, 250 grand a week, which we just touched on. Anthony Dos Santos, 200 grand a week. 3 of those were signed by Ten Hag. All 3 of them, we cannot, it's not that we can't play them, we can't sell them. Rashford is a bit of a separate entity because I don't know what goes on with that guy. He's good and then he's bad. He gets his contract, then he's shit. Bruno, look, in fairness to Bruno, At least he turns up and plays. And that's the best thing I can say about him. He's inconsistent, but the guy is always there for us. And he does play. And he
He's
has
always on time.
and he has games. He has games like he was great against Liverpool. So look, I don't think I wouldn't be paying him 300 grand a week at 30, but he's the least of the worries. So Ineos have come into this club. We've been spending money we didn't have on players that are shit that we cannot now sell. So now Kobbie Mainoo is apparently available because of that, because they've got to balance the books, because we spent 160 million on Casemiro and Anthony because Ten Hag needed them to come third. Now, reports are coming out, Kobbie Mainoo wants 200 grand a week. What are your thoughts on that, Christian?
Right, so there's a bit of a deeper thing to it. He's asking for 200 grand a week. There's a lot of United fans out there that are somehow thinking that's cheeky. Right, for one, this is United's own fault anyway. Due to the things we've just been talking about, the contracts have been gifted to players that don't deserve them. So then that creates a problem amongst the hierarchy where Kobe is coming in and he's like, well, I'm clearly better than all of these because they're all shit. They're all high earners and they're all earning drastically more than me. Whether I'm from the academy or not, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to sign a 90 grand a week contract just to please you because I'm from the fucking academy. At the end of the day, I think he's been all right. If he's asking for 200 and you've just told me there's some guys on 3, you're telling me Casemiro's on 3, telling me Mason Mount's on 250. How many appearances has the guy made since he's joined Man United? And not only that, even if he was making appearances, he's useless. So,
He's the only 60 million. He's the only 60 mil signing in history that nobody cares he's injured.
I know. Yeah, no one even knows he exists. Mate, honestly, he came back from injury. Was it the start of the season, or it was like a few months ago, or whatever? Anyway, I saw him come back. I actually forgot he played for you.
I fucking wish he didn't.
So, but yeah. So going back to the Mainoo thing, anyway.
Yeah. No, I hear you, mate. Yeah.
I think, unfortunately, people are going to go at Mainoo because he's an academy player, and it's a very easy stereotype to be like, oh, young lad, he's greedy. For me, he's more than entitled to ask for it. At the end of the day, he's got an agent, which he's going to push, and the agent is going to be well aware. He's going to have a spreadsheet with all them wages. I mean, you can fucking find them. Kobe's agent is going to look at them all and go, hang on, if we're talking about ability-wise and who deserves what numbers, this guy's at the top. So why should he not be asking for that?
Yeah. Look,
it's
Christian,
Man United's own problem. They've caused this.
I totally agree with you. Look, is 200 grand a week for a guy who's played 12 months of football in the first team ridiculous? Yeah. But you know what? I want everybody to think about this in their own job. I think about it in my job, you think about it in your job, and you look around your office or around your restaurant where you might work, and you look at a co-worker who does nothing for that business, and he's on twice as much as you. And would you be okay with it? Whether you can live off, whether it's 100 grand a week and he's on 200, it doesn't matter. It's the principle.
Yeah.
They might be looking, like you just said, oh, come on, Kobe, you sign 100 grand a week. Look, you're on this pyramid you'll get to 250 grand a week. No, it's not happening. I'm not watching. Look, I mean, we want to sell 4 of them and we can't.
Yeah.
So, look, do I agree with Barada's sort of approach that, in fairness, he kept control of City's wage bill really well? However, you're going to have to swallow this one. You can't have a go at Mainoo. Mainoo is well within his rights. And he's a smart bloke. I'm actually proud of the kid. If I was in his situation and you understand a bit of leverage in business, why not?
Can I just say something on Barada? Because you have got a good point. He did do a very good job at Man City, right? The wage structure was very well handled. Because I even remember when it was like De Bruyne was going for a new contract, and it was like the City were very stingy with handing him the money that he wanted. Eventually, he got what he wanted, which was 400 grand a week, right? It's astronomical. However, if you're talking about the ability of player at the club, he is at the top. Where City handled it very well is they signed them fringe players like your Doku's, your Savinho's. They do not go in at 250 grand a week, whereas at United, you walk in, and if your agent's got half a brain in his head, it seems to be that you walk out the door with nearly 300 bags a week. And then you've got your academy players that are coming through, and if they have a good year and they're popping off, Of course they're going to go in, knock on the door and be like, well, hang on,
Yeah.
he's useless.
Exactly.
It's a problem created already. In fairness to Barada, he can't repair something that's
No.
already been done. Them contracts
Yeah.
are on the table, and Mainoo's opinions are based on that, or his agents or whatever.
Yeah.
There's no one in the wrong. I understand why Barada's trying to keep the wage bill down because he's trying to repair years of damage. But unfortunately, you can't do it overnight. And also, Mainoo has got you by the bollocks, whichever way you want to look at it.
Yeah, he has.
Unless, like we were saying
Like,
before, there is a genuine intention to sell, whether that be for more leverage with the PFP, is it PFP or whatever it's called?
FFP, financial fair play. Yeah.
FFP, sorry, yeah. So if there's more leverage with the spending,
Yeah.
maybe it's that, but you should not be selling that guy.
No, we can't lose Mainoo, obviously, and you like to think there's going to be a compromise. I just wanted to summarise on it. So the first 2 years of Eric Ten Hag and the John Murtough sort of combination of running this club, the damage that has done. In a way, losing Mainoo would actually be, look, I'd be devastated. But I tell you what, if Mainoo did leave this club for whatever reason, it would be quite a telling end to how badly the damage they did to this club. And people can go, oh, he won a trophy. Oh, he won 2 trophies. Yeah, well, if we lose Kobbie Mainoo and you've got a cheap Carabao and an FA Cup win for it, it's just fucking bollocks. And these people, these same fucking morons, wrote an open letter to Ineos saying, we want Eric Ten Hag to stay. They're fucking thick. Do you know what? You know what? Right, this comes back to Christian with Ten Hag. People could talk about the tactics of the guy. You know, who's our best attacker this season from your perspective? Best forward? What, not just me this season?
I suppose you'd have to say Diallo, wouldn't you?
So Ahmed Diallo's our best attacker. I agree. Do you know, towards the end of last season, Eric Ten Hag was benching Ahmed Diallo for a kid called Omari Forson out the academy. He said Forson deserves his minutes over Diallo. Do you know, at the beginning of this season, Eric Ten Hag was subbing on Anthony over Diallo, saying Anthony deserves it for performances in training. And you wonder why we've spent 600 million on a load of duck eggs. Because this guy has the worst talent ID I have ever seen in my life. I'm not talking about he's made some gaffes where we've overspent on a good player. Like, you could maybe say, if you identify Pogba, oh, he was 90 million, yeah, probably wasn't worth that, but he was good, and he had good streaks for United. This is, he has signed trash for 70 million.
I've got something to ask you as well, right? So, playing for Manchester United or managing Manchester United previously is probably one of the most prestigious jobs in world football. As much as I would want to admit it, United are a huge brand in world football. And they still are, and they always will be because of what's been done previously. However, I don't know how you've reached a point where you are having guys play for you who I'm looking, once you're trying to sell them, it's like, oh, we can't get anyone in the Prem to take these guys. I mean, how have they been at the club then? How have they been getting minutes? Not only that, it stretches as far as managers. You've had Ten Hag. Who the hell is going to move on him in the Prem? I don't see West Ham sacking that guy, Lopetegui, and then bringing him in. No, they've gone for Moyes. So other clubs don't even rate them at a mid-level. And then not only that, you could go deeper. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I know a lot of United fans will be pissed off at this, but again, where has he gone after that stint? How are these guys getting jobs at Manchester United? And no one, even at low-level football, will take them after you've got rid.
Yeah, no, you're right, definitely. And I think you touched on it on a previous pod about the players. Like, when we were banging on about the academy, it's Lingard's playing for FC Yokohama, Martial's at AEK Athens, and Amrabat's is he at Galatasaray, Fred's at Galatasaray. You know, it's like, Fenerbahce, sorry. Yeah. It's like, exactly, mate. You've hit the nail on the head there. The only one that's actually gone on to get a job is Van Nistelrooy, because he only had 2 games at this shell of a football club. But yeah,
I tell you what, United fans do not learn, because I was hearing with that, and United fans were saying, oh, I'd like to give him a go. It's like, do you not learn? Do you not learn? It's like us going, oh, do you know what? We'll take company after Pep.
Yeah, no.
Based on what?
Yeah.
Based on what? Who is arguing that? Don't get me wrong, there will be some idiot City fans that will go, oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I want company. Bearing in mind, this is when he was at Burnley. And people, if people are saying it then, if he goes and he's a success at Bayern, it's a different conversation. But
Yeah, no, I take your point. No, 100%. The United fans are a rare breed of too emotional and
yeah,
a little bit stupid, and that it results in sort of writing an open letter to Ineos because Eric Ten Hag struggled because of injuries, despite the tactical breakdown on every single Sky Monday Night Football of Jamie Carragher going, I do not know what the hell this guy is telling this midfield, why they are halfway up the pitch on every single fucking attack. Oh, but
yeah.
Martinez was injured. Oh, shut the... Honestly, mate, I lose my shit with it. But yeah, anyway. So just to summarise on it's the real situation around this. Kobbie Mainoo leaving the club would actually summarise how terrible Ten Hag Murtough era was,
The
and
rain,
the damage done for that. People go, it's going to take years to repair the damage of that. What if the damage isn't finished yet? What if Kobbie Mainoo leaving this club is actually the damage Ten Hag and Murtough did? Because that's what we could be looking at here. And I actually think I'd be devastated if it happens to Kobbie. But I tell you what, it would be the conclusion to the horror show of them two running this club, because it was. Look, we've been through it. We've been through every single signing in the first 2 years. Shocking.
Me personally, right? So whether it is a situation with Amorim that he doesn't fancy Mainoo, which I'd be very shocked at, by the way, because there's not many managers.
He is playing him. To be fair, he is
playing him. There's no, I don't know if there's any truth to that story. I find it unfathomable. If there is truth to it, it's just completely baffling, because in terms of who you're taking the Prem, City would take Mainoo every single day of the week.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, look, Ornstein's tier 1 journo, mate. He's not. He doesn't even tweet that often. When he tweets, it's a bomb and it's true. So it's true, mate.
Wow.
But yeah, let's see what happens. So other bit more current activity. I feel like the Garnacho Mainoo stuff is something that could happen in the future. They are under contract for another couple of seasons. At least Mainoo is. I think Garnacho got one under Ten Hag, which is probably fitting. He's probably on 200 grand a week as well. So yeah, we've got the January ins and outs. Man United. Okay. So the big one is obviously Marcus Rashford. We've got a tweet here from Romano. I think it's today. So we got this after Juve, AC Milan, Dortmund, also Barcelona. How they get involved in these, I don't know. Have been informed on the conditions of the Marcus Rashford loan deal. Initial contact took place this week between Barca and the players' camp. Juan Marti reports, same as all other clubs, early stages, no decision yet. What do you think about that? Rashford loan on. Oh well, what do you think of it for United and also for Rashford?
Yeah, I think a permanent would be better, but whether I did say something to you on text, right? And the one thing I know will happen with Manchester United is I know Rashford will go and score 6-7 goals, whether he goes to Milan, Dortmund, wherever, I don't know, some shit league. He'll go and tear it up, because even if he doesn't tear it up, it doesn't matter. The bar's low. If he goes and scores 4 goals, some United fans out there, and I highlight some, but there will be quite a lot of them, will say we want him back because it's like the redemption arc, and you'll be in the same situation again. However, I think Amorim's a bit more definitive, so I do think he wants him gone, like you said the other week, Ineos want him gone, which if that's the case, I don't think there's a way back for him anyway. I think the deal makes sense for Rashford. I think he should go Dortmund. And it's interesting the leagues he's looking at. I mean, Borussia Dortmund, that's a bit of a place to go for a young player that wants to build before the next step. Rashford, this is his prime. And
if I was Rashford, I'd go to Barcelona straight away. I don't really understand where he plays.
Is that an option?
Yeah, that was in the tweet, yeah.
That was in the tweet, Barcelona?
So after Juve, AC Milan, Dortmund, also Barcelona have been informed on conditions of the Marcus Rashford loan deal. Initial direct contact took place this week between Barca and Rashford's camp, as Juan Marti reports. Early stages. Obviously, they can't register Danny Olmo, so I don't know how the hell this is happening. But maybe United are going to pay fucking 80% of his
Possibly,
salary.
yeah.
So maybe
Listen, if that's an option, sorry, I missed that. If that's an
Yeah.
option,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a no-brainer. Barcelona. However, would he get any minutes? And Barca have got this ability to do this. Like, do you remember the Adama Traore signing? And they do these fucking random ones, don't they?
What are they thinking? What, playing him over Rafinha or Lewandowski?
Rafinha's their best player, and he's the captain, isn't he?
That's true, yeah.
So that's not an option.
Yeah. What do you think? Why are United? Well, no, I suppose I know the answer to that myself. United, they don't want to sell him because they think he'll have to go cheap. I'm assuming, and they want to maximise the sale.
So they're hoping he goes and rips it up, and you could possibly get 70 mil in the summer as opposed to 40 now.
We've been here with Martial, a player who I had a real soft spot for. He went to Sevilla.
Yeah.
Did nothing, came back, and but we did have a change of manager. I think Ten Hag came in that summer and was like, "No, let's keep Martial," and obviously he just physically deteriorated from day one, really. But he went on a free. So yeah, look, I think Rashford. I think the club are thinking, but what I don't understand is right. We're pushing him out on a loan deal. So what are we going to do? Does that open the door for something on the way in?
Yeah, you would think so. I mean, there was them. You sent me that screenshot, didn't you, for Kvaratskhelia?
I'm just doing the math here behind the reports that we've no money because of FFP. So if he's going on a loan, we're getting a loan in.
And who?
Do you know the players that are being reported?
Oh God, is it Mbuemo?
No.
I definitely heard that before, but go on, who?
Kolo Muani.
It's just.
It's actually hilarious how we.
It's a comedy show.
It's actually hilarious how we keep selling and buying and getting worse. I've just never known anything like it. The thing is, as well, it's actually impressive. We sell shit players and get worse. You know, if you go back and look at everyone that we've sold, they've actually been pretty crap, really. McTominay, Fred, Amrabat, Martial, Varane, all these people are finished physically, or they're just not very good. You know what keeps happening? We keep selling them and getting worse.
I know. The thing is, it reminds me of that episode when Rodney and Mickey Pearce start their own solo venture, and it seems like them two are running it.
Yeah.
Buying broken lawnmower engines, and then Rodney goes in for a reinvestment and fucking buys them again.
I know, yeah. And City at Del Boy getting all the good talent.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know. If you're telling me that, then if that's a loan in, where is Colin One? Is that PSG?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Has he had any minutes? I'm guessing. I know he's not done well, and I know he's not scored any. Is it 4 goals he's got somewhere?
I've not even looked, to be honest. I know he's shit. So
I weirdly saw it the other day, only because the guy that we're after, which we'll come on to, I think he started from the same team, and it basically said players that they've sold for big money, like Jovic, Kolo Muani, have gone on, and it showed their figures, and I'm sure his was like 4 goals or so much shit this season.
Right. So this is where this is the merry-go-round that happens in January. So basically everybody involved is signing or selling. So Kolo Muani to United, Rashford to whoever. They're going for Kvaratskhelia from Napoli.
Yeah.
Great. So as usual, we are involved in this merry-go-round of players, and we get the worst.
And somehow you're gonna get someone worse than the guy you're loaning out.
What was it? What was it in the summer? We were fucking stung then. You get no, sorry. I thought we were stung, and I actually like Ugarte, so I'll take that back. It was when PSG signed. Who's the centre mid they signed? The little dude who's quite good on the ball. Is it Jow something? I can't remember.
Can't think. Although I did see something before. Let me just tell you, and I just want to see your live reaction to it. Right. So,
joined Everton?
What would you tell me? What would you tell me if I told you Dan James is being reported with a possible loan move to Man United?
What? Well,
no, I am winding you up. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, great.
To be honest, it wouldn't shock you, would it?
What? We're getting Brandon Williams on a free contract as well to start.
Yeah, I could just honestly. There's no, like we were just discussing with United and the way they run. What do you think about this Ineos thing? Do you think they're doing any good?
Look, I do think on the news out about Mainoo, I do think there's I've got sympathy with them because I think the club has been run into the ground, and they are at a position now where obviously the pressure's on to improve this team. And
Yeah,
it's so hard because you don't know the finances and you don't know FFP. Look, City could be staring at major, whatever fines, point deductions, whatever,
mm,
and it's all well and good going, well, they're all billionaires, but we have seen teams get points deducted by breaking rules. We don't know what's going to come of City, but Everton have had point deductions. So, like, you're looking at it, you're thinking, look, I've just got so much. It's almost like the Amorim thing. I don't know how good or bad Ruben Amorim is as a coach. Initially, I do quite like the bloke, but he's been put in such a hole. I don't know how you can fairly grade him at the moment. And it's the same with
yeah,
Ineos. Look, raising all ticket prices to 66 quid is scandalous. But to me, that just tells you how desperate the financial situation is of the club. So
yeah.
I don't believe Jim is ripping everyone off. I don't think the transfer window was amazing in the summer. Look, it's a mixed bag, mate. I just think it's going to have to take time. And hopefully in that time, we can lock Mainoo into a long deal and sell Rashford and Garnacho and improve from there. But the time's going to tell with Ineos. I don't know how to grade them at the minute because the previous, from Ed Woodward to Murtough to, with Arnold and Ten Hag and the Glazers, they really have got a tough job.
In
The
all
fan.
honesty, the Mainoo one's ridiculous. You should not be selling him. But if you sell Rashford and Garnacho,
Yeah,
and you improve in even one of them positions and you get a even just
yeah,
one real quality player in one of them positions, that's
yeah,
a
yeah,
massive upgrade because Rashford and Garnacho are two very average players
yeah,
currently,
yeah.
right? So I know the
Might
key
have some
word will be
value.
thrown out with potential with
Oh,
Garnacho.
my favourite word.
Your favourite word, lad. But the
Yeah,
thing is, we've not even if we do want to go on about your favourite word, we've not even seen enough to show much potential. I do rate him more than you,
yeah.
but that's only because I probably don't watch him as much as you, so I'm not as pissed off at the
Mm.
things he's doing wrong. I just see more the moments, so I'm like, oh well. To be fair, he's got something in him. He's got a bit of flair. You're seeing a consistent, rounded view, and your opinion's based on that. So I'll go with, I'll go with your opinion
Yeah.
on him.
Look, mate, yeah, look, I'm not saying, it'd be boring if we all shared the same opinion. And, look, at the end of the day, I'm a United fan. I don't want Garnacho to be shit. This isn't about me wanting to be right. I'm telling you what I think from my opinion.
Yeah.
I also thought Sancho was shit and he turned out to be shit. You definitely shared that opinion with me. So,
Yeah, yeah,
look, it's not about sort of, I loved Martial. I thought he was going to be a massive key player for us and it turned out not to be the case. So it's not like I just want to be right all the time. I will if Garnacho improves, I'll be happy. I want United to do well. But
facts.
just
Yeah,
last thing on the players and the signings and stuff like that before we have a look at Arsenal away on Sunday.
yeah.
Last pod we had a tweet that really irked me from a random. To be honest, I didn't even really look at his profile. I'm assuming he's a United fan. He tweeted about Rasmus Højlund, and we went into it a little bit with the before we got cut off with the pod ballsed up, didn't it? So
Yeah.
we got the Rasmus Højlund's 21, Zlatan, and who was the other bloke? What was the tweet? It was Zlatan and
Oh, who he was
Lewandowski. Okay.
comparing? It was Zlatan, Ronaldo,
No, no,
and
no, no, no. It weren't Ronaldo. It's Gyökeres, Lewandowski, and Zlatan were his reasons. So
no,
he
they
said
were.
Rasmus Højlund is 21. At that age, Lewandowski was doing this and
Yeah, yeah.
Zlatan was doing that at Ajax. I've got a flip side to that. At 21, at Rasmus Højlund's age, Gabby Agbonlahor has a better goals per game ratio than Rasmus Højlund. Not happy with that one. What about this one? At his age, Richarlison has a considerably better goals per game ratio than Rasmus Højlund. Do you want a third? Emil Heskey has almost the identical same goals per game ratio to Rasmus Højlund at 21.
This is it. Like I told you,
So
these
that,
these idiots on Twitter that come out, they
yeah,
just put anything to filter to their argument. Everyone can find. Like you could say, oh well, Haaland scored the same in the last month as some shit striker in Norway, so I think they're the same quality. Well, no, they're not because you've got to
right.
factor in. He's had a terrible month. I'm not saying that is the case. I'm just giving a perfect example of how you can have any argument and filter it.
Mm.
You know,
Look,
these bullshit stats they're coming out with, they're just nonsensical.
anybody can go on and cherry pick. Well, that's all the point I'm making. I'm not saying Rasmus Højlund is worse or better than these players. I'm just making a point that if you want to just cherry pick stats,
If you're going to spin them with top class players, do it the other way as well.
Agbonlahor and Richarlison had better stats than Højlund at his age in the same league. And Emil Heskey had very similar. And I bet you if you ask Manchester United about Agbonlahor, Heskey and Richarlison, they'd be like, fucking hell. They're nowhere near the level for Man United. But because Zlatan only scored 13 goals for fucking Ajax, Zlatan, who's like the most technically gifted number 9 over the height of 6'1" we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Fucking idiots. But anyway, I just thought it was just on my head, and I just thought, you know what, I'll just dig out some average Barclays Premier League forwards, see how they were at 21. And I obviously remember Agbonlahor coming on quite quick at Villa, and Richarlison at Watford and Everton. So them two popped to mind, and Heskey's always a good one because he gets a bit of a bad name, doesn't he? Poor Heskey.
Yeah. Do you know his son plays for us?
Emil Heskey's son?
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, he's actually doing well.
Yeah. Did you see that last night?
I won't rule it out. You'll be probably in for him next week.
That's true, yeah. Did you see that last night? Everton played, was it Peterborough? And Ashley Young's son was on the bench for them. And
he's tweeted, you know.
The manager didn't bring him on.
He's tweeted about it.
Who was? Oh, Young, sorry, yeah.
He's put
on Twitter, sorry, yeah. And people are going, Darren Ferguson, the irony.
Yeah, no, it is right. But then the thing is, I don't know how good or bad the lad is. So, I mean, if he's useless, and they were still in the game. So
it was 1-0, wasn't it? Yeah. It's not a testimonial.
So if the kid's useless,
and
they could have actually got, I don't know. It's one of them,
as well, like, I know you don't follow the NBA. I do love basketball, and you probably saw that this happened with LeBron James, that he got his son to sign for the Lakers.
No, I've not seen that.
So LeBron basically, a bit of a segue here into a different sport, but if anybody likes basketball, you'll like this. So LeBron James basically bullied the Lakers into drafting his son, Bronny James Jr., and he wasn't that good at college, but LeBron was like, I want you to sign him. So they signed him with like the 58th pick or something, the Lakers. Anyway, the first game of the season, Bronny gets suited up and gets in for 2 minutes of the game to play with his dad. Literally, it was like a minute and a half on the court, hooked him, and he's been in the G League since for the Lakers, like the Lakers B team. So it's like LeBron celebrated it like the greatest moment in NBA history, and there's just a fakeness to it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Look, I'm not, Ashley Young, LeBron, we're not in the same stratosphere here, but yeah, just thought I'd mention that. So, okay, Christian, Manchester United are away at Arsenal on Sunday, 3 p.m. kickoff. What do you? Obviously a week ago we had the Liverpool game to look at. United did well there. What are your thoughts looking ahead to this? Like, how do you see this going?
Mate, predicting a Man United game is like asking me to put on the fucking lottery and hope it comes in. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? It's impossible. Because if the team that turns up against Liverpool plays Arsenal, I actually think you will probably get a result the way Arsenal are playing. Yeah. However, if the team that played Newcastle turns up, then they'll probably score a corner. And then they'll probably score another corner and they'll probably win 2-0. So
that's how the league game went, wasn't it? I mean, we did
yeah. But no, I think in all honesty, based on the last game, if you do turn up the same as that, I genuinely think you've got a chance, really. I think you've got to go in with a strong lineup. You've certainly got to play Mainoo and Ugarte. And if they perform to the same level, you need your defenders pushing up as well, being aggressive, just like they were against Liverpool. I think you've got a fair shot. Arsenal, mate, they're struggling at the minute. They're really struggling.
Yeah. No, I know. Yes, so I share your opinion, to be honest. I'm going by the normal rules. I know that Amorim sort of set himself this major task of getting them to get up for every game, but it is a big game. And they were pretty good away at Arsenal in Amorim's third game. If you kind of just spelled it out then. We were quite good. We didn't create much, but lost on 2 corners. I mean, look, we'll see what happens. I think, like you said, it'd be really nice to go and deliver a performance similar and see what we come away with. Look, it's not a league game, so we can't fall into the pits of the relegation zone. it'd be
I
great.
just
To
hope
look at now.
Arteta manages to get enough sleep before the game, worrying about the football that's being played with.
He's a fucking
That guy is the biggest whinger.
yeah.
Honestly, I've never seen anything like it.
He's a bad version of Mourinho in tactics and press conferences. It's unbelievable.
I know, because the thing is that with Mourinho, there was an element of comedy, and it was also exaggerated, and everyone knew it was exaggerated. Whereas with
And he was also
Arteta, everyone just
successful,
thinks he's a
yeah.
twat.
Yeah, exactly. And Mourinho
So,
had success as well, major success. Yeah, so I agree. Look, I'd love to knock them out, to be honest, because their season's pretty much over. Because if they think they're going to win the Champions League, time wasting in the 34th minute against good teams in Europe, they can forget it. So yeah, look, no
yeah,
sack. Let's have a go at them. You like you said, I'd really like to see a performance. And look, Amorim is gonna. The big one for Amorim is Southampton. I know that sounds ridiculous, but this is
yeah.
his biggest challenge is the worst team in the league at home on a Thursday night. And are we going to completely no-show and lose 1-0? You wouldn't be shocked. That's Amorim's biggest job, isn't it? Because look, we spoke about this on Monday. He's right in what he's saying. You can hammer my system all the way to the hill and back, but I've proved at City away and Liverpool away, this lot can perform in this system.
Yeah, it can
Don't be
work.
telling me I need to play 4-4-2 against Southampton. If they are shit against Southampton, it's on the fucking players. So yeah, let's see what happens. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, I mean,
What would you say then? If you had to give a prediction, what are you thinking?
Yeah. Oh, mate, I fancy it. I don't know why. I just fancy it. This is what United does to me. They bring me up, bring me down, and I'm halfway up here. So, you know what? I think we could win 2-1. I honestly do think we could win 2-1. Maybe a replay. Maybe a replay, to be fair. We'll see. It depends how well
Is there one off a set piece? I'm
Oh,
guessing.
fucking damn right. It made me laugh on Twitter before scrolling, and one of the it was like a United account, and he put his like starting 11 for the weekend, and he put my 11 for Sunday. I reckon this will do the job against Stoke, and I was like, but he had me for a second because I was like, Stoke, have we got? Oh,
Oh.
so yeah, no, I'm gonna. What are you saying? What are you saying for Sunday?
um, it's a tough one. If it's a draw, what happens? Is it straight to extra time and pens, or what's the situation? Is it a replay?
Replay. I think it's. Oh, is it replay? Yeah, I think it's a replay. It's a good shout. I'm not sure. Did they win?
I actually think it will be a draw. I think I'm gonna go 2-2.
Okay, not a bad shout. Yeah, we'll look forward to it and obviously review it after the weekend.
Yeah,
So, yeah. I mean, that's me done with United, to be honest. So, yeah, we'll see what comes of January and obviously the follow up to a few of these things. Maybe when we next speak, Marcus Rashford might be out the door, and good
yeah,
old Kolo Muani is in. So,
yeah.
so
Oh,
yeah.
you can just see the top red accounts with his name as the profile picture. Come on, comparing him to young Ibra, winding you up.
Oh yeah. At his age, Ibrahimovic. Shut the fuck up.
Dude, them accounts on Twitter, it's why I don't really use it.
No, you're
Instagram
not
sort
on
of has it,
Twitter.
but it's not as bad. Like the comments section, but you
Yeah.
get them idiot fan accounts,
Yeah.
and
Well,
they just do my head in.
this is the thing as well because United have so many fans. They
Yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
It's like you could just pick a random player that's like. Well, Hoyland's a good example. That tweet had about 12,000 likes.
Yeah, no, exactly. The thing is, though, like, you make a point, it's like why League underrates most of the fucking Arsenal fan base. These, like, knobheads that are online and just putting ridiculous opinions.
No.
But you've got the same, because you've got loads of fans that don't really support the club, or if they do, they've been supporting it in the last couple of years, and they're kind of just jumping on a bandwagon. You know what I
Also,
mean?
if you're sitting there thinking Rasmus Hoyland's going to win United leagues as the number 9, are you really a fan of the club? If you think that and you actually want that to happen, because I'm telling you right now, Rasmus Hoyland ain't leading this team to anything. He's leading them to the bottom half because that's what he is. So you can completely if we're bad fans for saying Hoyland isn't good enough, I don't know what a good fan is anymore because.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Since when did it become that? Of course, we all have our favourite players. Like my favourite player is Phil Foden, but I'm certainly not scared to say
yeah.
if he's had a stinker or if he's playing bad, pull him out of the team. What is this emotional fans, like, and especially when it's grown then, it's fucking embarrassing. If a player's playing shit, just say they're playing shit.
I know. I don't get it.
Honestly, it's tragic.
I think the obsession with Højlund is that it's like if you say he's playing rubbish, then it's the bigger picture is he's no future at the club. But if that's the truth, then why wouldn't you say it? I don't know him. Well, I'm sure he's a good bloke. But they're all good blokes. Like Keane says, they're all good lads. But look,
exactly.
This is it. Everyone's got their own way of supporting the club, but yeah, obviously my approach. If I think the shit, I will say the shit. I'm not. That's the only way I can get by. I can't imagine how angry people who think Højlund is good are when they're watching games. They must be fucking. I mean, how are they by 90th minute when he's miscontrolled every single ball in the halfway line? They must have been fucking nearly dead. Because I don't get that wound up because I know he can't control the football. But these lot think he's going to win the league for United. This is another thing as well with the United fan base. I feel like we're losing sight. Do you know, like, in the last 10 years, I feel like there's been times where it's been like, is he good enough to win a league, right? Because we've been close on some occasion. Well, look, when I say close, we've not been within a point on the last day. But we've been second, right? So you've gone in, like when Ollie came second and Mourinho came second, it was like, right, what can we do to close the gap with City? And it's like, and you go into the summer, is Marcus Rashford good enough to win a league? These are the questions that we've been asking as a fan base.
Yeah.
And is McTominay and Fred good enough to win a league for Man United? And now, I feel like we're so bad. I think now it's like, you ask someone, what do you think of Højlund? And they're not answering that with winning the league in mind. They're answering that to just get back to being average. And
yeah.
I will never shift from that. I will never shift from the sight of, is he good enough to win a league for Man United?
Yeah.
So what I don't understand is we can all debate about Højlund. I don't want to just talk about Højlund. Højlund, De Ligt, whoever, pick anybody in the squad, probably except Mainoo. We could all debate on how good or bad we think that player is. The bottom line for me always comes back to, can we win a Premier League with this player as in that position? And number 9 is the most important, and it always will be. So I think
that's a huge problem, though. It's interesting you bring that up. The era you come from as a football fan. So, you grew up, Manchester United were dominant. They were the dominant force in England. You were used to seeing them win. You were used to seeing them go and buy the best players. So you can't adjust your mindset to accept mid players. I mean, I'm saying mid, and that's over complimenting some of these guys that are being either linked or you've already got. You will never shift your mindset because you're like, are they good enough to win a Prem? Are they good enough to get us to a Champions League final? That's the way your mind's at. But that is the elite mindset. That's what all United fans should be thinking. It shouldn't be, I like his haircut. He might come good in 3 years. No,
they get too emotional, and they have these agendas on certain players. Højlund feels like a biggie. Garnacho feels like a biggie.
I don't get the Højlund one at all, really, because no one even knew him before he even came. It's not like the Sancho one. You could because he had there was a bit of a social media thing about it. Obviously, he's from City. Yeah, I could sort of understand why people get behind that. The Højlund one, he's come in, he looks shit. Go and buy someone else, and that's it. You know what I mean? It's just black and white for me.
It's funny you talk about sort of the era that I grew up in, so like 90s and then obviously into the 2000s. And when you were looking at sort of players that Manchester United brought in and stuff, it was like, like you were talking about then, as soon as players come in, it was like Saha, he came in January. It was like, he started off like, is he good enough for Man United, this guy? And he was pretty good when he first came in. He was great for Fulham, hence why we bought him mid-season. Then we had like Diego Forlan and players like that. And it was like, are these players good enough or not? Like, and there was no sort of like, oh, we love Saha. Anyway, Saha turned out to be good enough. He was a class player. He just obviously ended up with injuries. Diego Forlan ended up an amazing player, just not at United. But there was never this clinging to these players, because we had Van Nistelrooy at the time. We had Ronaldo and Rooney when Saha came in. I think we had Van Nistelrooy when...
Mate, it's social media. You've got social media to thank for this shit, though.
Yeah.
Because they get too obsessed with players.
Yeah. No, you're right, mate. So, anyway, let's flip to City. Let's have a chat about City. Let's see what you're thinking at the minute, because obviously they're On the pitch stuff has been pretty good. January has kicked off for you guys, and we anticipated a biggie, really, just because the injuries to keep the best player best player in the world in Rodri, or at least in his position. How are you feeling with the window so far, the linked players, and can you shed any light on who they are, what they are?
I'm pretty happy, and not only that, I'm quite shocked because I thought we were going to go in. I thought it'd be a long drawn out window. Coming from a City fan who is used to Pep being very stubborn in January, he doesn't really like going into the window in January. He's even reiterated it again. He said it's not ideal, but we're in a situation where he can't not. This year, I thought it'd be drawn out get towards late January, and we'd end up with a midfielder, possibly like Ederson from Atalanta or Atalanta.
Oh, he was good in that Europa final.
He does look the real deal. Him. When I've seen him a couple of times.
Good.
But I was more thinking it was going to go down that route, and it'd be one player, and it would literally just be for that position. Weirdly, the players we're being linked with and quite far into negotiations with is 2 centre-backs and a striker come versatile attacker, can play on the left, can play on the right, which he does look like a Julian Alvarez straight up replacement.
Are we on about Marmoush here?
Marmoush, yeah, of course, Marmoush, yeah. I'm guessing you've seen a little bit about him, or?
Yeah, no, I'll admit I had to Google the guy. So straight away, got on Google him. Impressive sort of trajectory with his stats. Looks like you can see he's improved season on season. And a big thing I was going to say to you, Frankfurt have improved season on season as well. Their league position, I think they're third this year. So that's always a good sign. He's not getting empty stats by the looks of it. Yeah, obviously went on YouTube like probably you did. Probably watched the same video as you. Looks a nice player.
We're gonna win the league.
Look, pinged in an absolute beautiful free kick on the one I watched.
Do you know that's one thing? His set pieces. Apparently, he scored 3 free kicks in 3 consecutive matches, which is pretty impressive. Which is a good thing for us because set pieces, weirdly, we just struggle with them. We waste them so much. So it's a good little bow to have to our arrow. But I don't know. It's a weird one with City. I didn't think we were going to strengthen in the areas we're really hammering at. I did think we would in the summer, but I am happy about Marmoush. I was really pissed off when we sold Alvarez in the summer and we didn't go in for anyone. It just felt like we were leaving the team short. It felt like Pep being a bit cocky, 4 in a row. And then Pep came out as well. He was asked about, are you going to replace Alvarez? And he said, we can play false 9. We've played false 9 before. We've got Kevin De Bruyne. We've got Oscar Bob. And it's like listing these players. And it's a bit like, I don't know, is that cutting it? You've just sold a guy. I mean, it's a bit disrespectful to Alvarez for one.
Yeah, it was mental to get the money you did and not spend. I just thought it was linked to maybe City wanting to ride the court case out and not spend. That's the only sort of sense I could make of it personally. Oscar Bob looked a good talent, but I know he got injured, but to almost go, the thing is with City as well, they've never really took this approach, especially if you've got 80 mil for a guy. So do you want to give us a bit of an So we've got, is it 3 players you're looking at?
We've got 3 players, so I'll start on Marmoush. So he's a versatile attacker. He is predominantly playing up front for them guys, but with City bringing him in, this is what a lot of people are saying. Is he going to play alongside Haaland? Which, for me, I was seeing this ESPN. I don't know if you've ever watched it on YouTube, and it's like an ESPN panel with, what's he called? Stevie something.
Oh, yeah.
He's an absolute twat.
They have like Shaka Hislop on there, don't they? And
yeah, that one, yeah. Because I think they do NBA as well and stuff like that, so you probably have stumbled across it. But anyways, they were on there and they were going, oh, well, Haaland's not going to be able to play with the striker. He's just going to sit on the bench. I was like, this is such lazy journalism. Because Julian Alvarez, do you know the season he left? You know he was one of the most minutes played on the pitch the year before he went. It was just that he was pissed off with the position he was being put in.
Yeah.
So again, just lazy, fat
it
journalists that are coming up with stupid stuff, going, oh well, he'll just come and he'll be sitting on the bench for a year. No, he won't, because he's going to come in and he's going to play. I'm not saying he's going to play up front because he won't. He'll either play in that role Alvarez was filling in, like that where De Bruyne sort of sits sometimes, or he'll play on the wing. It'll be one or the other. But City play with quite a fluid attack, so
But a
he
lot of
will
these,
move around full line.
a lot of these journalists and these media personalities, they say stuff, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And these guys, it's out there forever on the internet, on YouTube, and what have you.
Yeah.
They never have to actually answer for it, so they just say what they want.
It's like, would you not do a little bit of research? So they obviously told that guy, we're doing a segment on Marmoush, so we're going to bring up Julian Alvarez as well. And he just goes, yeah, well, he's just going to sit on the bench all year like Alvarez did.
Well,
did you watch anything of Julian Alvarez in the year before he went off Atletico Madrid? Did you know that he was one of Pep's most favourite players because of how versatile he was? But anyway, I know going on to spiralling a little bit. But with Marmoush, I think I'm quite happy with it. He's going to come in from a foreign league, so we don't know what we're going to get ultimately.
What do you think of so obviously City want to spend 50, 60 million on him, that's how they value him.
Yeah.
Obviously, mid-season, Frankfurt are basically saying 80 million. What do you think?
Yeah, is it 80 million euro?
Yes.
It doesn't surprise me at the end of the day if he's their best player, and apparently he's been one of the best players in Bundesliga, so they're well within the rights to ask for it. Whether City value, and it depends how far the gap is. I'm hearing City value at about 50, 60. Are they willing to make that stretch?
Yeah.
Or do they want to wait till the summer and get him for the price? I mean, we've done it before with Riyad Mahrez. I don't know if you remember, which weirdly was January. We went in for Mahrez like late into the January window.
Yeah, I do
Leicester were just holding tight and saying they wanted like 90 million or something daft. City were like, it's 60 or nothing. And it went on and it went on. And then Mahrez didn't play for him for like a month, did he, or something? Because he was so angry that they didn't let him go. And then we got him in the summer. So it could be a thing like that if City don't want to pay the money. I think they will, though. I think City are being really aggressive in this window, and I think they'll pay it.
Yeah, I suppose just on City's approach. Oh, no, firstly, so you've got another two centre-backs, is it, out of the three players?
Yeah, so Vitor Reis, I don't know, forgive me if I'm pronouncing that wrong, and Kusanov, who's the centre-back for Lens, he's 20. The other lad in for Palmeiras, that Vitor Reis, he's 18. So, I mean, they're really young. The 18-year-old, the fee being rumoured, have you seen it?
30, is about 30 mil?
Yeah, 40 mil euro, yeah, which is a high fee for a player that's playing in Brazil and he's only a teenager, young lad.
What nationality? Is he Brazilian?
I didn't even check. I mean, I'm presuming so. If he's playing for Palmeiras, he's obviously come through the ranks, hasn't he?
Never heard of him.
Listen, I could sit here and go, we all know what I've done if I claim to know anything anyway. We know I've just put his name in on YouTube and watched a 6-minute compilation. I can't pretend to know them. I have read up a little bit on Kusanov, who, to be fair, I think he's going to be the first signing. I think we're really far into the negotiations with him. He seems, the things I've read about him is he's quite an aggressive centre-back, which is a bit different for Pep. So obviously Pep might think we need something different in there compared to what we've got.
Possibly. What do you think about two centre-backs coming in? I mean, because of all the positions, I mean, look, I don't know if you think some of them have regressed in their. I know there's been injuries, but it's not been mega, it's not been like an ACL, but Stones and Diaz keep coming in and out, so you've been left with a Kanji and Ake. Is that it? I'm not missing anyone, am I? That's your fault.
Yeah, Kanji, Ake, Gvardiol obviously filled.
Sorry, Gvardiol, but he's left back, isn't he, really? So, I mean, what do you think that means for those four centre-backs? How do you think...
do you remember the conversation we had on the last pod? And I said, all the defence needs to be looked at because we are shipping goals. The only one that comes in and does well consistently is Diaz. When Diaz plays, he plays well. So he was the only one.
Do you think it could be structure as well, though, and Rodri to that? Because you are exposed, in fairness to them. Look, I'm not defending them. They have been playing shit. I mean, Akanji has been all over the place. But do you think that it is sort of all linked in a way as well?
Listen, I think it's structure related. There's definitely an element to it that Rodri has left a massive hole, and ultimately with Brojan Kovacic, it's not his position, and we're being caught out. So yeah, there is a part of that, but there has been a lot of errors where they're not forced by. There's a missing Rodri there. It's been like general head-gone moments.
Yeah.
With Akanji, you just mentioned like the positioning sometimes with Akanji. I don't know what he's doing. Like, honestly, there was which one was it where they'd all stepped up and it was one ball? Oh, it was Tielemans, wasn't it? It was one ball. He just went straight through the centre of the pitch. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and John Stones was another one for that.
He pressed him, didn't he?
Yeah.
He pressed Tielemans and Rodgers just went waltz through. Yeah, I mean, I think that...
I didn't think we'd sign 2 centre-backs, I've got to be honest, but the rumours is that Kusanov, he's going to come in. I believe City do want the other lad to come in as well, but Palmeiras are saying they want him for some FIFA World Cup or something. So I think he might be signed and loaned out till summer, I reckon.
Yeah, so I suppose, do you think any of them 4 are going? You 4 centre-backs? Do you think any of them are going?
Pep's come out and said there'll be no movement. There's no one's
No, sorry, I mean, like looking ahead to summer probably.
Yeah.
Do you see any of them leaving in the summer then? Because you're not going to have 6 centre-backs.
Yeah, I can see. Definitely, I'd say Ake. I think he will go. Walker, 100%. Walker will leave.
Yeah, Walker's definitely going, yeah.
So I'd say Walker, Ake, Cerns, Akanji. He's definitely, if his performance don't pick up, he'll be going.
Do you think like Kusanov, do you think Pep could be looking at a centre-back at right-back again? That sort of, maybe with these signings?
God, I fucking hope not.
Saying that, he's played Akanji there, hasn't he?
Yeah, I do hope not. But yeah, I mean, for the rest of the season, probably, yeah. But then again, it depends. At the minute, we're obsessed with this inverted thing role, aren't we? Rico all the time.
Just Lewis doesn't seem to be the long-term, but maybe he is for Pep, I don't know.
Lewis is basically an average right back, and then when he steps into midfield, he's not strong enough, he's not big enough, and he hasn't got much of an eye for a pass. He'll do side to side passing. He's not going to unlock any defence. So to me, I don't understand why we're still going with it. Pep is really confusing me with the Rico Lewis obsession.
I don't know how to explain this right, and I don't mean any offence, but he just annoys me. I don't know why. Rico Lewis just playing just annoys me. It just feels... It's like the weirdest thing. It's just like... It just feels like... It just feels a real sort of woke culture that the reason he's playing. It just annoys me. And he's actually good. I don't actually mind him as a player. It's the weirdest thing. It's just like...
Do you not like his hair or something?
I don't know. I don't know if it's like... It feels like... It just feels like it's Guardiola's son who's 16 and he's getting a game because he's Guardiola's son. And I know he isn't, but you know, he's tiny. He looks like he's in year 11. I'm just like, will you just go away?
Yeah, the thing is, but I mean, it's probably come from me as well because I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off that Pep is obsessed with it. And I'm a bit like, what am I really seeing? We were at our best when we had a flying Kyle Walker going down the wing. That was when we were at our best, and we've gone away from it, and now we're obsessing with this inverted role. I didn't mind when it was John Stones, because John Stones and Rodri were fucking unbelievable in that Champions League run, so I didn't mind it at all. Rico going in there, he's so small.
Yeah, I think that's what annoys me. It's just his physical stature just pisses me off. How are you playing at pro level?
It's a bit of a mad one with that.
Obviously, so we've touched on the centre backs. Marmoush coming in.
What's your opinion on the Marmoush signing then?
As in, like, do I think it's going to?
Do you think it's the right direction City should be going in? Do you think it could turn out to be a good move?
I mean, I suppose it's one of them, innit? Like, none of us have really tuned into a Frankfurt game this season, and I love to. You need to watch 90-minute games with players.
Yeah,
I think statistically looks great. The clips I've seen of him look great, but I'd be lying to say I've ever watched 90 minutes of him, and that's where you really find out about players. So, you have to trust City's judgment. I think the fee. Look, they are going to inflate it because it's January. You get the third. They don't want their season derailing by selling probably their best player, and I do think that City might be put off by the fee. But look, who cares? Look, if you think this is the future starting, whatever he is, number 10, left wing, whatever you see him as, just pay it. To me, I think that you're getting into the nitty gritty. Really, I think if City walk away from it, then they don't see him as that they see a bit more of a punt rather than a. If City really want him, just go and get him. You've got the money. I mean,
I certainly don't see him as a tenner. Like I've seen this with a lot of City Twitter pages, like big City Twitter pages,
So
and they're going like,
what does
"We're
that mean?
replacing KDB." No, we're not. Like
you
he's a versatile attacker. We're replacing Julian Alvarez.
So yes, but Alvarez could easily play centrally for De Bruyne when he was injured.
He could, but do you remember that? Do you remember when he was doing that we were really struggling as well?
Yeah.
And the time where we did actually get the best out of him is when he pushed further up the pitch.
Yeah.
Or sometimes even when he'd drift out wide. When he was stuck in that midfield role, he did have a bit of success there, but predominantly it was so frustrating. And I felt sorry for him. No, that's why he went.
So here's the thing with that. So Julian Alvarez could get benched. You didn't have to shoehorn Alvarez in. You could just put him on the bench. I know he's actually gone because of that, but fair play to the lad. I actually tip my hat to him a little bit that he's thought, you know what, I want to go and play 90 minutes in my favourite position. What does this mean then? Because Grealish is obviously gone from this, isn't he? At the very least.
Yeah. Grealish, I think Grealish is finished now. I think that he doesn't even seem to be in the question, really.
No.
It's like Pep's forgot he's there, and he's just moving in a completely different direction. He's out in press conferences saying basically, Savinho's got your place. You need to improve. I don't know. It feels very Calvin Phillipsy, this situation, but it's like the Calvin Phillips. You paid like £40 million. We're paying 100 million for Jack Grealish, which is just. I can't believe we found ourselves in this situation, and I do like Grealish. Grealish is such a mint guy as well. Like it's a shame. It's a shame the way it's gone, but there is something on him that I saw that I just want. Well, not really your opinion on, because I could guess your opinion. I'll just give you a little stat, okay?
You bump into him in town or something? Partying?
Well, I wish. That'd been a fucking good night, wouldn't it?
that is where he would perform well.
That's where he really hits his stride. Right. Okay,
that is his best position. Forget left wing.
Yeah. So, right. Jack Grealish, the last 2 seasons, well, season and a half, okay? Jack Grealish, last season and a half, 2 assists, right? Mark Flecken, Brentford's goalkeeper, 2 assists. So, listen, I'm not one of these guys that goes on about stats, but there becomes a point where you've got to draw the line.
Fuck off. You're winding me up there.
No, I'm not, mate.
There's no way.
I'm not. And do you know what's bad? It weren't that hard to find that as well.
Well, no.
So
this is what we're all doing, aren't we? We're all punching stuff into Google, aren't we, and doing
stupid. The thing is, right? I think.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he does need to move on. We're going to go in a different direction. Pep does love a versatile attacker as well. So this Marmoush guy, we don't know what he's going to be like, but he does sort of fit Pep's mould of what we've seen recently. You know what I mean? So it doesn't surprise me.
It's got to be exciting for you, definitely, like you said. I mean, up until the last game, the last 2 months have been awful attacking-wise for City.
Yeah. Mate, it's easy to get carried away in it. Like, obviously, I'm watching him online and the guy looks sick, but you don't know what you're going to get until he lines up in a City shirt and watch him for 90 minutes. You don't know what you're going to get, do you? So.
We're all doing the same scouting process, aren't we? And it usually starts on YouTube.com, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I mean, look, Grealish is gone. Just thinking about your best 11 then. You said that you don't think Marmoush is going to play for De Bruyne. De Bruyne is going to go in the summer. I think we're all agreeing with that. So let's say Rodri comes back in, DM, Haaland starts, Foden starts at the minute. Are you saying Foden for De Bruyne?
Yeah, I think Foden. They're going to have a rotation, aren't they? Hopefully, if Foden hits some form, yeah, definitely.
Savio, Marmoush, either on the wings. And then another midfielder with Rodri.
That's what I would say, yeah.
Right, okay. No, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I think. I mean, it's
But it does
certainly.
depend. Like, listen, we don't know what sort of output you're going to get from this Marmoush guy on the wing. I
No.
don't know how.
Yeah.
We've heard he's versatile. I haven't watched him in a game. I don't know. He could
Yeah.
look insane up front, and then they put him out wide for 20 minutes, and he's awful. I don't know. I've seen nothing of him. I'm
I know
just
what you're
saying the
saying. Yeah.
reports coming out is he is a good versatile attacker, and he does look it from watching some of the clips. He does look like he can play anywhere along the front line. I think he is
Yeah.
what we need going forward. I just want some excitement back in my fucking life, lad. It's been
I
awful.
feel you. Yeah.
It's been a really tough time.
Well, I tell you, that's where it's good for me. We're never short of, as people who would listen to this have found, we're never short of things to talk about with United.
No, exactly.
So, just one other thing with the squad linked to the players leaving, James McAtee. Where does that leave this guy? Because he's not really, he's 22 years old, McAtee,
Yeah.
which is, well, well, God, it depends who you're speaking to, but he's got potential. No, I'm joking. So, where does that leave McAtee for you, and what is your feelings on the guy? I know that he's been loaned out. I'm just looking here now. He's only made 7 appearances in 4 years for you, so I think that probably tells the story. What do you think? Obviously, you're going into the market for an attacker. Do you think that it's unlikely McAtee is going to have a future at City?
I feel sorry for the guy, first of all, because I think City kept him in the... He had a good pre-season, really good pre-season.
Yeah.
It felt like City give him some sort of guarantees that he'd at least get a chance, which he has not had. And if he's not getting a chance in City's worst ever spell in the best part of realistically, like the last decade, then the guy needs to move on, doesn't he? And that's not through me saying he's not good enough. I don't genuinely know whether he is or he isn't, because I've seen nothing of him. Other than that one little bit of magic he produced against Leicester, I don't know if that's going to be good enough going forward. I can't judge him just on that alone. I wish he'd been given more of an opportunity. I think the problem is with Pep sometimes, if he doesn't trust a player, he just does not give them even a sniff. It's difficult.
A tricky time, isn't it, as well? Because the pressure's on. It's not like, if you were comfortably third, so you're not going to win the league, but you're not going to come sixth. If you were going to qualify for the Champions League, Pep might have done. I think because it's just been a little bit desperate recently.
Yeah.
Pep just doesn't feel like
maybe he thinks it's not the right environment to throw McAtee in, which is fair enough. That's a different
But
take.
then to your point, we're sixth or fifth for a reason. Why not try something different? But hey, it's high pressured, isn't it? This is it. And you look, the stats don't lie, mate. He's made 7 appearances in 4 years for you with the same manager. So
yeah, exactly. I think with McAtee as well, I think there's clubs in for him. I think Fulham, a few other clubs are sniffing round him for about 20, 25 million. Right. City are apparently saying there will be no outgoings, and they do not want to sell McAtee. Right. There's a very slight chance of a loan, but I don't really think City favour that either. It seems to be they want to keep him, but I feel sorry for the guy because it just seems like he's handcuffed to a situation where he must be thinking, what am I here for? Like, people went on about the Foden thing, but there was always a plan with Foden. You always had the guarantee that Pep said, this guy's not leaving the club because I want him to train here. He's gonna be your guy for the future. The problem is with these fringe players that break through, it's difficult because what is McAtee really doing for the next? What benefit does he have staying till the summer?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you can't disagree with the plan for Foden because he ended up winning the Best Player of the Season award. So it was the correct choice, and it's a difficult one in it. As fans, we all would love one of our own to make it, but then you've listened to me, you've seen the flip side of that, from Manchester United and our approach to it. How we've been just ridiculously the other way. So
I'd like to see McAtee given a chance if we do keep him. Do I think he'll get one? Probably not. I think the one thing that'll piss me off is we've had recent situations where we've seen, like we discussed on the pod, we saw Rodgers that has gone on, and he looks class. Palmer, let's not even get into that, otherwise I'll start crying.
Yeah.
We can't find ourselves in a situation where we keep letting these guys go. Personally, I don't know if he's going to hit them sort of levels. Only because I did see a little bit of the guy at Sheffield, and he does look good. I don't know if I see that in him that he's going to reach top levels or top
Yeah.
half of the Prem
Well,
levels. But
I mean that's the thing. You talk about like Palmer's class. Nobody would disagree with that. You can win a league with Palmer. It goes back to my question before of can you win a league win a league with Morgan Rogers?
nobody
No.
be a good squad player. I certainly wouldn't have sold him if I'd have
No,
known
yeah.
he could
No,
produce.
look, I like Rogers. I think he's a very good player. I'm really looking forward to. I'm assuming he's English. I've not made a gaff there that he's actually like Scottish or something. Yeah. So he's a really nice. I'm sure he's going to be in the England squad soon. I mean, he's an absolute powerhouse. So, yeah. Hey, interesting month. Let's see what happens with.
There's one thing as well. I think City
Yeah.
really do need to improve on. See, we're ran as the CFG, so the City Football Group. What they'll do is when we sign a player, commonly I'll go on City Extra and it'll go, it's a CFG signing. So even if we sign him for like 15 million or something, they sort of go into the CFG abyss and you never really hear of them again. And it's happened loads of times. So you'll sign a player and then they'll be at like, I don't know, one of the clubs like Girona or New York or somewhere, and you'll never ever see the guy kick a ball. So I think what City need to improve on is we're getting these players in. They seem to be very good at poaching from other academies at about 15, 16, and then they'll spot in the star just before they become the star. They develop them, and then City shift them for about 20 million. So they're making a lot of money doing it.
Yeah, no, I've seen your outgoings.
City need to look at bringing some of these guys through, because I'm getting a bit sick of seeing academy players go to other clubs, and it's not like they're not in the ground. I mean, look at Lavia as well. That's going to be an interesting one. I think Lavia is going to go on to some heights if he can sort his injuries out. I know he's playing.
Was he City?
Yeah, City, man, yeah. Dude, honestly, we've supplied most of the Prem, and now we're in the middle of it.
That's wild. I'm just having a look at Morgan Rogers now. Let's have a look at his. So Morgan Rogers, trying to see. So when did he actually make any appearances for City or not?
Morgan Rogers, no, he never made an appearance. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, no, it was under 23s. I think under 23s he made appearances, and then Middlesbrough signed him.
Yeah, Borough, yeah.
1.2 million, and then Villa 9.4. So they paid a fee for him. To be fair, yeah, you paid 4.4 million for him from West Brom under 18s. And then
this is what I mean. He's probably not one of the better examples, but I'm sure Lavia went for about 15 mil, and he comes straight through the academy. I think we sold him to Southampton.
Yeah, he's good, Lavia. I mean, he'd be starting for you now, but like you said, he's injured. He can't sort himself out.
Yeah, well, Chelsea have had it a few, haven't they? For Fafana out for the season.
Oh God, he's been shot
as well. I'm sure he's had almost two full seasons out.
Oh, he's been like broke leg, ACL. It's the full works with him. Yeah,
he's like bloody Norman Wisdom in that episode where he's just like a full body cast.
Yeah.
What's the problem this week, Wes?
Yeah,
when do I start, Gaffer?
That's Reece James, mate. He's absolutely.
Oh yeah, that's another one. They've got a collection, Chelsea.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a quick one on Kusanov as well, because that one does look like it's going to get over the line pretty soon.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a weird one. What's your opinion on City going in a bit of a different direction to this ball-playing centre-back that City have sort of had an obsession with, and it's flooded into the rest of the football world that centre-backs have got to be this ball-playing centre-half. And it seems this guy, if reports are true, he's quite aggressive, bit more like an Otamendi type. He doesn't mind flying into a challenge. What do you think of City going in that direction?
Look, I've always liked my centre-backs to be aggressive. And yeah, I mean, I know the way it's gone with, you like you saw it with United at Anfield, all three of them were on the front foot and were very aggressive. And I think that's so important. So yeah, look, I think that it's a good sign. I mean, you'd have to watch the kid, because if he's flying in, you mentioned Otamendi. The funny thing with Otamendi is that the older he got, the better he got, because he was, he actually lost a bit of his physical abilities and had to use his brain. So,
it's very true.
It's yeah, I'd have to watch him. I don't think it's a bad thing if he's good, but this is the thing, like you said, is he launching in? Is he on a yellow card for every 10 minutes? So we'll have to see. I look, Otamendi had a good season. I think he was part of your Centurions team, wasn't he?
Yeah, he did. Honestly,
Yeah.
he had a few good runs in the team.
So
Otamendi, he
he's
was
had a very
class in certain seasons. He was class.
Otamendi's had a great career, really. I mean, I know. Well, he won the World Cup. I know he did his best to give it away with that foul when they had the game won at 2-0.
Yeah.
But that just sums him up, doesn't it? Yeah. So yeah, let's see what comes of it. So January's a biggie. I think there's going to be some things to talk about between now and the end of the month for sure. Probably, like you said, probably incomings for you, outgoings and incomings for United. So plenty to go at. Before we wrap up, Salford, is it tomorrow?
Mm.
Salford,
Yeah, I think it's 5:45 tomorrow.
Gary Neville's Salford.
In the words of
you?
Keegan, I really hope we beat them.
Oh,
I can't stand Neville, man. So yeah, it'd be sweet
Neville.
to really pan them. Put
I,
like
I forgot.
7.
I forgot to mention something with Neville. And
What?
it made it just going back to the Ten Hag stuff and the squad that we built. And what makes me laugh is the early days of Ten Hag. Gary Neville was sat up there going, "The Glazers have got to back him. You've got to give him his players. This team's rotten." And they go and do it, and it just made me laugh the other day when he sat in the gantry commentating on United and absolutely lacing how bad we are. Let's just go back 3 years. You were advocating for us to sign all these players that you said
Yeah.
that we need to do for Ten Hag because Ten Hag can't win without Casemiro, and now you sat in the gantry going, "They can't run. Newcastle are bullying them. You fucking idiot." But yeah,
He
just
contradicts himself. Do you not think Neville's thing is that insecurity from that Valencia job? It's like that trauma effect that's
Probably.
gone on with
I
it.
think. Look, the bottom line is that he's considerably worse pundit than Jamie Carragher, and it's just so obvious.
That's the case as well. But I think that Valencia job scarred him to now he'll never say a manager
Yeah.
needs to be sacked just because he started crying when Valencia went for him. So
Probably, yeah. But then that makes me laugh, though. You're talking about he'll sit up there and slag the players off to high heaven, but won't slag the manager off, who's blatantly like sending the club that he loves apparently
I know.
back.
And the
You know
manager,
what?
the manager
5
paid
years.
90 million for him.
I know. So yeah, sorry, yeah. So Salford, I assume they're all going to be there, are they? The Salford lot, the Neville, etc.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you'd imagine so, wouldn't you? But it will be an interesting one, won't it?
I guess you're going to go full strength. Maybe McAtee
There'll be
might play.
there'll be some rotation. I mean, but the thing is, Haaland will play, so they're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey,
you'd expect Haaland to play.
Well, we was talking about City's fixture list, and we were talking about the potential for momentum going into that PSG game. So
Yeah.
you'd be very shocked if you didn't win this.
No, dude, it's a good thing to mention. To be fair, I think it's important if we can. Listen, joking apart, I do want to put 6 and 7 past them because it is Neville. But on the bigger scale,
Of course.
you are looking at that, and yeah, it's a real big opportunity to get some confidence in some lads who haven't had one. If Savinho, we've been talking about Savinho anyway, who really impressed against West Ham. If he can get on the score sheet or another big performance, you're going into the next games, the ones that are crucial, with some key players going in confident, and we need it. We do need it massively.
I've got one question for you.
Go on.
Will Jack Grealish score or assist tomorrow if he plays over 60 minutes?
Well, I don't know. I might DM Flecken and see if he's got one in him, and then answer that.
Hey, Jack's got to see that. Come on, Jack. There's a goalkeeper with the same assists as you. I can't
But
believe
if you do see it, Jack, I really want to go on an hour he makes. It would be a fucking right one.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. Can I come as well? I'm doing dry jam, but in February, let's go absolutely berserk, mate. But no, honestly, I find it hilarious that. You know what's funny? I was actually, when you said it to me, I was actually sat there thinking, oh, it might be all right if it's Alisson or Edison. Two goalkeepers who are actually like semi decent with the feet, and I'm sat there thinking they're a goalkeeper.
Yeah, no,
He's a fucking
Flecken
forward.
had 1-1. He had one assist in both seasons, which is just
Brilliant.
mate. At the end of the day, if he gets one between now and the end of the season, he's gonna actually beat Grealish.
Oh, come on, Jack. No, yeah, I'll try and catch it tomorrow. I must admit, I think I'm out and about. Are you 5 o'clock tomorrow or something like
Yeah, at
that?
5:45, I think we are.
Okay,
so
might-
yeah, I'm
might-
gonna sit
might-
down.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Enjoy that.
try
I'm
it.
doing dry Jan, so I can't have a beer, but I'll be on the on
Hey, get on them
non-alcoholic.
non-alcoholic Coronas, mate. They're absolutely
Yeah,
god.
I went and bought some today.
I think they've got alcohol in.
I
I
know
was,
it's an illusion, isn't it?
I was
And
telling this.
I can still swill them back as well. Like it's just
Oh,
they
I
go
know.
down so easy, nice and cold.
Yeah, yeah. I was telling this guy at work today, and he said, yeah, they're nice. I wake up with a worse headache from them than the real ones.
It's not mate, all the sugar.
There's fucking alcohol in them. No, yeah, probably just sugar, like you said. But yeah, got to treat ourselves, haven't we? Yeah, I'm gonna have a couple tonight, I reckon.
That's it, man. Definitely.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, I think that wraps it up then.
Yeah, what we're thinking as well, we might, it's worth putting out there, we may or may not, we've not decided yet, just because of schedules, we may
Yeah.
do a watch along for the Arsenal game.
No, I think I can probably do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
think
might
I
have
think
to
it'll be a good one.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think we'll try and do it. Yeah. So we'll just we'll have a conversation on Sunday. I didn't realise it was 3 p.m., so it's a bit of a middle of the day one. But yeah, look, if we can do it, we'll definitely jump on. I think jump on here, do it. Oh, sorry, yeah, we'll do it. We'll do YouTube live, can't we? Just get it set up and
Definitely.
yeah, no, I think we'll definitely try to. So maybe Sunday, if not, catch you all next week, early next week on the follow up to the weekend's games and preview. Oh, it's midweek games next week, so we'll be previewing the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday games in the Prem.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, when we return, City have done some sort of MSN absolute
On Neville.
destruction job on Salford.
Yeah. He deserves it, Neville.
Oh, he does. He's got it coming. I see. When you
just
talk
know
about
Jim-
them guys, when you're saying you don't like Rico Lewis, I tell you what, he really has got one of them faces, Neville.
Just one thing before we go. Can City win the league?
Oh yeah, it's one thing we were going to get into, isn't it? Right. So well, there's like a part of me that just wants to wind Liverpool fans up and say yeah, but it depends. If Marmoush comes in and he's the new Salah, then you never say never. But we could also have the second coming of ruthless Otamendi getting a red card every week and Marmoush not
Come
being
on.
able to.
Yes or no? Yes or no? Can City win the league?
Yeah, fuck it.
I like it.
Yeah.
My God, if you win this league,
Lad, Liverpool and Arsenal, I
it'd
think
be brilliant.
I think they should just.
You are 11 points behind
Full
this that
towel.
game in hand. Okay. I ain't putting money on it, but yeah, look, it'd be hilarious if you did.
The joke is, I bet the odds are shit as well, just because of previous
Have a look.
years.
City win every game from now to the end of the season. Just for, let's just have a little bit of a game here. So if you win every game from now to the end of the season, 4 plus. Not too bad. 88 points.
It used to get Fergie over the line, didn't it?
I mean, Fergie won one in the 70s.
Did
I don't mean the decade. I think he won about 79 points. Yeah, Liverpool. So you can get 88 points. Liverpool. Let's have a look. 88 minus 46. God, it's going to be tough. They have to absolutely capitulate. But anyway,
Do you think Liverpool after that result against Tottenham, do you think their season really is in a bit of danger of? I'm not saying derailing, but
yeah.
being thrown into the deep end.
I mean, is the second leg soon? It will be, won't it?
I imagine so.
You won't put it past them blasting Spurs in the second leg, would you? And then beating Newcastle. But look, I think the contract situation is more of an issue. I think that this trend stuff is not going away. It ain't getting better. So look, it's going to be very interesting. I think that they're going to want to steady the ship definitely and just maintain. I mean, they're 11 points clear with the game in hand over City. Like, it speaks to Guardiola's greatness that we actually think you could do this.
Yeah, the question's there.
And it's against Everton, so we're talking they've got 14-point lead at the halfway mark.
I mean, if they throw it, it'll be the funniest thing ever, though.
Yeah, I mean, look, City have got to win every game just to get to 88 points. I can't see it, but look, I mean, it'd be hilarious just because Liverpool are desperate for this title.
Yeah.
They
Mate,
are.
talking of pundits as well, just before we go, how unwell is Carragher? He was so bitey.
Yeah, it's horrible to poor Danny Sturridge, wasn't it?
I know, little Danny. What's he doing?
You're not really on Twitter, but on Twitter you can see it from Liverpool accounts. Like, they're going, Not gonna lie, we look knackered. And it's coming. You could just, and they've only lost the first leg of a Carabao game and drew to Man United. It's not like they've been that bad. But
Yeah.
you know, like the difference is with City when you've been winning back to back to back, back to back. It's been
Yeah.
like you were like 5 points behind Arsenal, not bothered. I still think we can do it, and if we don't, fuck it, we've won 3 in a row anyway. Because they haven't won, any little wobble, they are going into meltdown. Like I said, they put. We said, didn't we, going into the United game, they scored about 15 goals in 3 games or something. Drew to United, lost the first leg of a Carabao. Bit unlucky, the guy who scored should have got sent off. And the fans are up on Twitter going, we need to rotate Gravenberch. Like,
Yeah, right. The only reason when you asked me that question and I said yeah is because you just know there's a load of Liverpool fans out there. None of them would even admit it to each other, but you know they're watching City being dead aggressive in the January market, and they're all going, "This ain't good. This."
Yeah, it's so funny.
You just know it, but none of them will admit it. So, mate, we'll see in it.
Look, I ain't gonna cheer City on, but if you could cut it to 7 points, I'll be here for it. Honestly.
Oh, mate, it would be comedy. It would be absolute comedy.
But anyway, yeah, thanks for joining us, Christian, and we'll catch you maybe Sunday for the watch along. If not, Monday, Tuesday for the follow up pod from the weekend and preview for the next week's midweek fixtures. So thanks for joining us, Christian. Appreciate it, mate.
Cheers, bro.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Oh, good. Take it easy, mate.